Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. We are from Group H who would like to start our presentation. Last time we had our interview session with Mr. Azam Ridullah, who works as an HR manager at Ibidin Electronics Sdn Bhd. The headquarters of the company is based in Japan and it was founded in 1912 to be the engine that will drive the local economy forward. Ibidin Electronics Malaysia Sdn Bhd was established on 28 May 2008. Ibidin Electronics Malaysia Sdn Bhd focuses on the manufacture of electronic substrates business area. The first question to be asked for Mr. Azam Ridullah during the interview session is the issues and challenges of the COVID-19 outbreak on the workforce practices that they are facing. When the first MCO period begins, they need to shut down their factory for 2 days until they get the approval to operate. After they got the approval, they were allowed to operate during this MCO period, but they needed to operate for 20% of the manpower only. So that is why the company needs to plan and ensure that for 20% is achieved, what is their output, how do they want to manage it, and what is the schedule they must be planning for this time. Therefore, it is challenging because it's how the company can plan it properly. Besides that, some of their employees have tested positive for COVID-19 and they need to think about how to deal with it. This pandemic depends on how the company manages it, such as how to make plans to have other alternatives to encounter every single problem they face during this pandemic. They need to also discuss with the government that they will shut down, but they want to do a soft landing properly before they shut down because they want to reduce losses that they will have during the shutdown period. Next, the issues and challenges employees are facing in remote working. For remote working, the main problem is that if they are working from home, their bosses do not know what their time limits are. Some of them have children, so some of the employees cannot focus during their working time. However, despite the challenges, the job still can be done within the time given, so there is the positive sides of it. Continue with the next question, which is the effect of COVID-19 on staffing practices in Ibidin Electronics. According to Mr. Azamri, underemployment was expected to increase on a large scale because of this pandemic. Some companies will go out of the way to offer high benefits and high wage to persuade the candidates to accept the job. There will be a decrease in candidates with the best of the best quality since the company with high financial capabilities will seize the opportunities before anyone else. And all that remains are average and inexperienced candidates, but they are still high in demand for the other company. Ibidin Electronics recruitment practice in this challenging time were very tough during this pandemic because most of the companies will grab all the talented candidates with whatever benefit and compensation they can give. So what your organization could do is offer benefits like medical and vision insurance, retirement benefits and group life insurance since your company is a factory. But it is still challenging because some candidates have more views in financial terms which are addressed to their wage. In this case, if the candidate is more financially viewed, he or she obviously will choose the company with a higher package. During this pandemic, they use all sorts of methods like for example external and internal. But in hiring an operator level of employee, they use external method. For example, they will appoint an agent to outsource for them. There is also an initiative from the government. They are providing a medium for them to find the candidates for hire, which is a job fair. Most of the time, what the medium they use the most is probably the job portal such as JobStreet, LinkedIn, and so on. However, higher level positions such as managers and engineers usually use internal methods. For example, if its employee suggests a candidate, then they can give the resume to the hiring department to interview them directly. Move to the next one, which is an example of a vital measurement that they deploy in making decisions to select potential employees. The most important thing is they look at the qualification that fits in the field that they offer, and of course the experience would be a good advantage for candidates to secure the job. However, if an employer wants to open a position for fresh graduates, they will go through what types of fresh graduate they want. For example, their area of studies and their involvement in the university. Next, the seventh question is for Mr. Azamri, which is what role does he play in making employment decisions at his organization? At his level of employment, he will be the one who screens all the resumes for them to go to the hiring manager, and he will be choosing which of the candidates' resume will go for the interview session. Before the candidates go to the hiring manager, he will do all the screening. He will see all the experience, knowledge, and qualification needed by the company. The hiring manager will only interview the one that fits the company's qualification and requirements. The last question for our interview session with Mr. Azamri is one major issue related to staffing practices that he has encountered at his organization in the recent past. One of the issues that they encountered is that some of the requirement is a bit high and the experience that they want from all the candidates is does not match up. So that is why sometimes when they do the screening, they need to lower their requirement for them to choose the suitable candidates and give them to the hiring manager. Sometimes candidates' resume look very convincing and excellent, but during the interview session, their expectation went down to the hill. From that, they can conclude that everyone can look good on the paper, but not everyone can excel in the interview session easily.
Assalamualaikum, I am Nara Binti Abdul Rahman and I will explain about a job analysis for a data analyst position in this section. So what is job analysis? Job analysis is an in-depth research on a particular job to ascertain every little detail about it, and it is a process of determining all the requirements and aspects of the job required. So job analysis is an essential tool to collect all the related data regarding the job or role, and this process results in collecting and recording two sets of data, which are job description and job specification. So any job or role cannot be filled with any candidates unless the HR manager or department have these two important sets of data in their collections. So among the functions of a data analyst are providing reports based on the analyzed data and utilizing statistical methods, developing and implementing data collection and databases systems, maintaining databases by obtaining data from primary and secondary sources, and an understanding of complex data sets that include identifying, analyzing, and interpretation of patterns. An essential goal of analyzing data is to uncover meaning from the data so we can make informed based on the knowledge gained. So in addition, data analysts engage in some software skills such as Microsoft Excel, and communicating that refers to presentation skills. So, what is job description? Job description is a document which is intended to provide guidelines for the job applicants to let them know or have their own preferences about their main role and responsibilities regarding the job they are applying for. And the job description is usually provided by the responsible individuals in the organization to keep an eye on the recruiting process for the job, and this often with the help of the company's HR department. So there are some job description of data analysts which we have said. So first is audit metrics, data, and processes to measure success of talent acquisition and mobility team, facilitate reviews and improvement actions, and then design holistic analytical reports using visualization tools, articulate and transform them into meaningful insights, and then interpret large data sets to support data-driven decision-making capabilities, and ensure consistent and efficient utilization of data tools and systems. And lastly is participation in talent footprint analysis and benchmark industry standards for data or analytics. So we move on to job specification. Job specification is known as employee specification, where there is a written statement of educational qualification, specific qualities, experiences, physical, emotional, technical, and communication skills that are required in a specific job. So job specification is very useful to describe on the basis of job description. So there are some job specifications that have been set for a data analyst role. So first is at least a bachelor's degree, professional degree, or master's degree, or computer science, or information technology, or engineering. So you also must have at least 2 years of working experience in the related field, and then your knowledge of ODBC, of Microsoft Access and Excel to various data sources, and also flexible with job responsibilities, and take the initiative to assume added responsibilities, and also have strong and proven problem-solving skills and numerical skills, and the required languages is Bahasa Melayu and English.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Aminiwada BKT Azhar. My metric number 2788066. So in this section, our group designed the job advertisement for hiring the data analyst. So in this job advertisement, we insert about the job description, which is the duties that the employees need to do as data analysts. Next, we also include the job specification through the requirements, such as the candidate must have at least 2 years experience in this field, have knowledge about Excel, and must have strong problem-solving skills, and others. We also mentioned about the benefits for individuals who will get this position. In this section, we use two methods of advertisement, which is the realistic and also the targeted information. First is realistic. In this method, it provides the information about the work and also the organization, either in a positive or negative term. If they look up for this advertisement and fully understand about it, they will continue to apply for the job position. We include about the job description, so they will know about their duty as data analysts, such as audit metrics, data and procedure, and also must be capable of creating holistic analytical. So when they read about the job description, they will have a clear overview of the job position before applying. We also mentioned about the benefits for individuals who will get this position, such as the company provides a competitive salary for the employees, outstanding career growth, and others. The second method is the targeted information. So this method is about the strategy of advertising in specific locations and ways that attract individuals with specific experience, abilities, or activities. The candidates will know if they are a good fit for the role of the data analyst based on the information provided in the advertisement. It stated about the requirements for those who want to apply for this job. The candidate must have at least a bachelor's degree, professional degree, master degree in computer science or information technology, and also engineering, and at least have 2 years experience in this field. Besides, they also need to have skills such as have strong and demonstrated problem solving and numerical skills, and also required language in Malay and also English. So by using this method, the company's time and also cost by discovering high quality candidates that are good fit for this position. Besides, they also need to have skills such as have strong and demonstrated problem solving and numerical skills, and also required language in Malay and also English. So by using this method, the companies...
Assalamualaikum. I am Muhammad Shafiq Rizwan Hussein and my metric number is 278605. So I will continue our presentation for the next part, which is the selection tools for the job of data analyst. There are two selection tools that we choose for the selection process. The first one is ability test. Ability test can be defined as a tool that helps most employers in evaluating and testing their job candidates on the abilities and skills possessed. Through such assessment tests, various skills such as communication, critical thinking, manual dexterity, problem solving, and others can be measured more easily. As a result of the study of this ability test, we found that this type of test is required for most job positions, including our selected job, which is data analyst. For example, these ability tests are applied by certain jobs to ensure the safety of workers and prevent any injury to them. Ability tests consist of two types, which are aptitude and achievement. Ability tests are also divided into 4 classes, which are cognitive, psychomotor, physical, and sensory or perceptual. In addition, these tests can be used to facilitate candidates to see whether the position they are interviewing for is a good match for their personality or vice versa. This ability test can ensure person job fit and person organization fit in the selection process through the specific training. This is because specific training can provide the candidates the ability to perform value identification during the interview process to determine both job and organization fit. The next selection tool for the job of data analyst is performance tests and work samples. Performance tests are a part of employee appraisal. This performance test can enable the assessment of the abilities of each employee to be done by the company. The new abilities that employees need to work on can be accurately assessed by making alteration to the test. For example, the presence of a new issue or item so that the company needs to improve the abilities of each employee potentially encourage the company to use this performance test more frequently. Meanwhile, work sample tests are techniques used to evaluate an individual's capability to efficiently function a job. These tests are intended to provide exposure to candidates about the situation they will experience while working through the performance of tasks, physically or psychologically. Work sample tests consist of 2 primary categories, which are general work sample tests and trainability tests. An important element found in the work sample test is that they are highly structured with a standardized scoring process and administration. These work sample tests are very suitable to be used in making a basic prerequisite assessment for a particular job that prioritizes training in a large number, like the job chosen by us, which is data analyst. Both performance tests and work samples can ensure person job fit and person organization fit in the selection process through the actual performance. This is because actual performance acts as the primary measure of these tools in assessing employees so that job and organization fit can be determined. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, the job designation that we choose is a data analyst. Therefore, job analysis is in-depth research on a particular job to ascertain every little detail about it. For example, data analysts engage in some software skills such as Microsoft Excel and communicating. In addition, the job description is the most essential part of the process of applying for a job or role. Furthermore, there are two methods that we choose for job advertisement, which is a realistic and targeted method. Last but not least, we choose ability tests and performance tests and work samples for the selection tools to ensure person job fit and person organization fit. That's all